Good afternoon. It is April 20th, 2026. And let me zoom out real quick. Today we pretty much had our range day. It ended up being a bull bar on the daily chart. We had this big gap down, and then we had this choppy broad bull channel that closed the gap. Um, Not sure if we hit the low of this last bar, but we pretty much closed this gap. Let's put something on here. All right. All right. Yeah, so we closed the gap. Yeah. Um and then we just kind of went sideways. You can see that. So this is the 1300 tick chart. Um let's take a look at where 5 o'clock is. So 5 o'clock, we're in this broad bull channel still, and we start forming this steeper reddish channel in here. I don't really, I mean, I kind of like this for some reason. I'm not sure why, because it wasn't great, but I just like that we weren't getting much bear push below the EMA. I would say this is good for a small position if you want to swing and hold. And you do get a nice little two legs up here. So, maybe you buy in this congestion down here, and we get a two-legged pullback, a nice little bounce. And if you think we're going to get a breakout, maybe you take that second entry long. And the breakout doesn't really amount to much, but it would have gotten you a nice little move. And then you get another two-legged pullback and a nice strong bull bar. Maybe you consider that one. But this is not the greatest price action for swinging. Very choppy, very back and forth, on this chart at least. Then we kind of form like a double top. This is now a clear break of this red channel, and then we start going sideways. So uh, my broad bull channel here, the larger bull channel, it looks like we have a overshoot, and this looks like it could be a level of support. So maybe you consider buying there, buying here. Whoops. Um, Preferably on limit orders. You get this uh, probably 20 minutes after the market opens, you get this buy the close bull trend, and turns out to be nothing. Uh, this get this bear channel, you get a break, two legs down to a new low, and it just looks sideways. So I mean, you could short this just because of the bias of the past couple of weeks. I've just, I haven't been shorting. Yeah, of course you could. This looks like resistance, and today has been the first day out of this bull run that we've had that I was like, I think I wouldn't be mad at people for shorting this. So um, that's something to think about. But I think I still kind of, for me personally, it's too early to short. So I mean, you could throw a limit order, sell order up here, and then we get this spike and bear channel down here. So again, if you're trying to short, maybe you enter with a limit order right here, comes down. Uh, so look, I see this II final flag, potential final flag. I should note setup right here. So I like when we get that. Uh, Earlier, this was closing on its high for me. I don't know uh, if that changed, but personally, I bought above here. It formed a double bottom. I almost got stopped out, but I didn't, and I added when it ticked above this bar, and luckily I got out because this has been a very choppy day. Unfortunately, the past couple weeks, man, we've been having these swings that if you buy and go for a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio, you're getting paid. But today it didn't have that feel. So luckily, I took like a 3 or 4 point move here. I forget what, and I pretty much caught the top. You get this sharp move down, and this is I had this drawn as a broad bear channel, and you get like a 66% retracement of that bear move, and then it goes down further, and you kind of sort of form a double bottom. You could call this a head and shoulders bottom, and then we bounce, and you get this pretty steep bull channel. So again, I'm not really shorting, um, and I think 71.22. Let's look at the yeah. So you're getting into good buy zone down here at 71.22. Yeah, that's the bottom right there. So you know, unfortunately on this chart, you're probably not going to want to buy because this is a strong bear bar. But if you think about it like this, look, you got a small body, bear body right here. You got a doji here. You got a doji here with a reversal. So, it's not a bad idea to buy. And this is just support from this channel I have drawn over here. So we might continue to find support, here. And indeed, we got a very strong bar to finish out the day today. But anyway, this red channel, can you buy in here? I think on limit orders you can. You get a little buy climax here, and we get some sideways stuff, and it's finding support on top of this broad bear channel. You can see that. Very choppy, very tough to read. This is it's just tough. Look at that. These are pretty much all back and forth. And then we form this broad bull channel. I think this is the stuff you want to start thinking about buying. So you got a higher low here, maybe you consider that. You got a higher low here, maybe you consider that. This looks like a two-legged pullback, maybe you consider that. Higher low here, maybe you consider that. This, we have a bear channel right here, break, higher low, failed second entry short right there, maybe you consider that one. And that brings us to the open of, so we broke out towards the end of the hour leading into the 2 o'clock market close. We got a breakout, pretty much hit the measured move of this channel. And then when the market opened, you get a strong bull bar. So, it could mean nothing, but what I'm looking at is this 40,000 tick chart, and looks like we're finding support here. You got a strong bull bar to close out the day, but we'll just have to wait and see. So hope everyone had a good day. Let's just keep it on maybe the 40,000 tick chart, or maybe 17,000. I'll be back tomorrow.